Welcome back into our AT&T Sportsnet studio. We are proud to celebrate Black History Month, and throughout February, we will be bringing you stories of African American history and culture across all of our Rockets broadcasts. For this week's edition, we feature a special place that, for Rockets fans, is close to home. For more, let's send it over to the Hall of Famer, Calvin Murphy.
Hello, I'm Calvin Murphy. AT&T Sportsnet and the Houston Rockets are proud to celebrate Black History Month. All over America, you will find exhibits, museums, and centers dedicated to African American history and culture. Here in Houston, we are blessed to have a facility that honors the brave Black men and women who served in the United States Armed Forces for over 250 years. It's the Buffalo Soldier Museum.
Our mission is to preserve, promote, and perpetuate the honor and legacy of the brave men and women who fought, bled, and died in defense of America. And we want the world to know that. The museum opened January the 5th of 2001. We focus on and feature the Buffalo Soldiers, but in actuality, we give a perspective on the African American military experience from 1770 to 2000, or from the Revolutionary War to the Persian Gulf War. A year and a half after the conclusion of the Civil War, the Army reorganized and established the first peacetime Army for the U.S. And as a part of the reorganization, they created 6 all-Black units. And those units went on to become what we commonly call now the Buffalo Soldiers. Buffalo Soldiers got their name from the Cheyenne warriors. They saw 2 things in the soldiers that they saw in the buffalo. It was their naturally curly hair and their ferocious fighting spirit. And they put those 2 things together and they came up with Wild Buffalo. And the term Wild Buffalo eventually became Buffalo Soldier.
One of the most moving exhibits of the museum is the history of the 1917 Houston riots. Buffalo soldiers stationed at Camp Logan, which is now Memorial Park, were involved in a riot with Houston police following the incarceration and beating of Black soldiers. A total of 20 people lost their lives in the incident.
And they took 63 of them to San Antonio, to Fort Sam Houston, where they had a court-martial. This is a picture of the court-martial. It's the largest court-martial in the history of America. At the end of the court-martial, they hanged 13 of them, and then 6 months later, they hanged 6 more. So a total of 19 Buffalo soldiers were hanged as a result of the Houston riots of 1917, of what we call the Camp Logan incident. But one good thing that came out of this terrible situation is the Army issued an executive order that no soldier from that day forward would be executed unless the case was reviewed by the Command Judge Advocate General and the President of the United States. And that order still stands today. Museum exhibits are built around the 7th, 8th, and 9th graders because that's when they do Texas history. So most of our exhibits are built around that. And what we say and what we brag about is we are different from other museums. For example, if you go to the Museum of Fine Arts, for example, you see a little thing on a big wall. When you come here, you see a lot of things on a little wall. We want people to come in and look in and say, wow, there's a lot of stuff in there. And the other thing that makes us different is when you go to other museums, you get content. When you come here, you get context. Because what we do is take an item and how it revolves around you and how you revolve around it. So each one of the exhibits, we tried to demonstrate, what the involvement was of the soldiers and their environment. So we add that context, which makes it real.